Hello, everyone. Welcome back to AuRoaring Radio. Today's topic, we'll be discussing our difficulties as femme presenting or feminine VTubers in the VTubing space. Welcome in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm new here.
Does anyone want to start us off today? Or do you want me to start it?
Ooh.
You
I'm
should
down for
say.
someone else to take the lead.
Okay, so today I just wanted to kind of dive into like what were the first signs that us being femme presenting was like a topic that people would talk about or bring up against us. Like, oh, your success is only amounted to this because of AYZ.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I would say we have had friends, mutuals, as well as like those who are like individually that have, I think, definitely brought this comment that are not feminine presenting, like thinking that because we are feminine that, oh well, of course you're gonna succeed and do well because you're a female.
Mhm.
And I think that's certainly not true. And it kind of diminishes like the hard work that we do as individuals,
Mhm.
because it makes it seem that like um, all we have to do is just have a female VTuber model and call it a day and not even have to try hard. And it's
Yeah,
not like that at all.
very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we touched on it a little bit the other day, but I remember starting out for me, like playing Valorant. I had a person that I would duo stream with, and
So is Valorant.
yeah, I had a person that I would duo stream with, and they would tell me constantly, like, "Oh, you're only doing better than me because you're a girl. That's the only reason why people are clicking into your streams instead of mine." And I'm like, maybe because I have a proper overlay. I properly made sure all the volume levels were fine. Your audio keeps cutting in and out. Your game isn't even full screened. Like there's so many factors. Your stream just doesn't look appealing to click onto. But why is it that I take the time out of my day to make something look good and you have to be like, oh, you're only successful because you're a fucking chick?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it hurts that like, especially when they are friends of yours, that like they would assume that, oh well, it's because you're a female and stuff like that. Because like I said, I think we know who I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Like the mutual friend who has brought this up when all three of us are practically in the room, and it's like it's kind of annoying. Don't worry,
I
I'll tell you
loosely
later.
remember.
Oh.
And I think it's just kind of annoying because like they don't realize the effect that has like on us as like our feelings, and it's annoying to like say those things and think that like that's okay. And it's like, to be honest, I see so many more males that get the love and praise than most females, to be honest, or femme presenting. Like I see a lot of the masculine like VTuber models that get so much traction and love, and I think it's kind of crazy that someone would say that one gender goes above and beyond the other as far as the clicks and the views and all that. Like I think that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also too,
So
oh, go
odd.
ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
No, I was gonna say also too, like I would say it's not the just like the everyday female and femme presenting. It's not their fault that like they are those are the ones that you see the most probably at the forefront. That's on the like groups or companies that decide like, oh well, we like these females out of everybody else who like auditioned, and it's you can't just be basing it off of, oh, it's because they're females. No, they probably actually showed off the best parts of them that whoever else auditioned probably didn't show everything as best as what they were looking for. And that's not an excuse to use like, oh well, it's because they're female, or it's because they got like boobs and assets that like just distraction. Like no, I don't, that's not at all.
The booba distraction.
Well, I will say, I'm not ignorant to the idea that, you know, some people that are femme presenting or masculine presenting or in between, they will use a certain asset or something to appeal more to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there are some VTubers that do that, and it works out great for them because, like,
Yeah.
realistically, like that does hit the algorithm pretty good. But I just hate when it's
Mhm.
like you're just amounted to that. That's your success. Like everything that you put
Yeah.
in is stripped away because of this thing. And it's even gone into like I don't like dating other streamers and it being public because like my accomplishments, especially if it's a man that I'm dating, I feel like would then get put onto, oh well, that's just so and so's girlfriend because it happens all the time
Yeah.
with streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you said about like using their assets, I took my jacket off.
Oh yeah.
No, I agree with you on that, but I want to. I want to say that like so like my comment like I agree with what you're saying. My comment would be geared more towards the fact that like those who like for example, yes, you and I got tatas, but like I'm not sitting there using that every 5 minutes of my stream, or I'm not posting videos like not videos, pictures on my social media, jingling my tatas for clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? So like I agree with
Exactly.
you on certain
I'm
aspects,
more
like
than just a great pair of
absolutely.
boobs.
No, you're a great pair of boobs.
What?
I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh,
joking.
you
I'm
kind of
not
ate with
joking, I
that
swear.
one. You kind of ate with that.
Yeah.
I'm joking, I swear. But no, like you get what I mean? Like we don't sit there and like use that as a means of like, oh, look at my big titties bounce for like 5 seconds and post that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I guess I'm getting at is like so it kind of seems like it's wrong to like sit there and like tell us to our face like, oh, well, you're just a hot female, so it makes sense. Like, no, it's because I got a good fucking artist. That's
Yeah.
why.
I hate talking
But yeah,
about booba while being in between you guys. My flat
It's
chest,
okay, our
yo.
little washboard.
Oh God, not the washboard. Um, but yeah, I do want to say though, when it comes to like VTubers specifically, like I do see that quite often where people will like discredit femme presenting or female VTubers just because they have a few booba posts on their Twitter or something. Like
Mm-hmm.
hmm
these VTubers would stream like 5 days a week. They would post TikToks, they would post shorts, they would post edited videos. They hire editors to make content for them, and they're just active on everything. They're basically like soloing their entire like VTubing career. But because they post like one booba rigging bouncing video on their Twitter that blew up, suddenly none of their achievements are like to their name. It's just like, oh, that's just a booba VTuber. They just post boobs and they get follows. When they've been working hard for like X amount of years, it's like, no, that's just a tweet that blew up, man. Like, get a grip.
True.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It sucks to see. It sucks to see. I do think that it does help, well, like what Rena said with the algorithm and stuff, like, nice art and, pretty femme presenting or female models do really well. But like at the same time, they shouldn't be
But there's also the inner
discrediting.
reverse. If you have a hot man model, big,
Oh,
nice
true.
man
True.
titties, I repost that and like it.
Jiggle physics
Yeah.
on the man titties.
Bulge physics.
Bulge
I give
physics?
I give equal amount of
What?
love to both males and female VTubers that show their asset.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
But yeah, it's
Bulge
just,
physics.
especially when you're friends with people like that like constantly make it, like they just correlate that to you. Like, oh, you're only doing this because of
hmm
this. It makes it so hard to
Yeah.
hang out with said people. Like, especially if you're a friend group, it's like, low key, I'd be slowly walking out of the door, like, ha, you're so funny. Ha, bye everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a toughie.
Like,
I
I don't
I
think
yeah.
think
I told.
I
Oh,
Oh no,
what?
go ahead.
I was gonna say,
Go
I
ahead.
don't think I talked to any of the guys that I started streaming with at all.
Yeah,
And we
me
were friends
too.
pre-stream, which is the wild part.
Aw, that's Sagmas. What the hell? Yeah. No, I had like the same experience about that. I'll talk about that a little. But when I first started out streaming, I was a
Mm-hmm.
face cam streamer, right? So I wasn't a VTuber. So I
Mm-hmm.
had a webcam on. And I remember during my first ever stream, I streamed with like a bunch of my guy friends, which are the only guys that I streamed with. I played games with on stream. And God, I think my first stream ever on Twitch, I hit the go live button. Shit was like super jank. And you could only hear me out of one ear. Everything was jank. I think like I had like I think I peaked at like 22 viewers or something my first stream. My first stream
Nice.
ever on Twitch.
Nice.
And then as soon as I hit the end stream button, like all my guy friends were just like, yeah, it's just because you're a woman. Just because you're a woman. That's the only reason. That's the
Ugh.
only reason why you're getting numbers right now. And I'm like jank lighting, everything. Like you could barely like recognize me as a person. I look like a gremlin on that PC. And I'm like, okay, so you're just gonna reduce it down to that. And after that, I continued streaming as a face cam streamer, but like slowly, slowly but surely, like those guy friends just stopped talking to me. And they were just like, honestly, I am fine with that because the entire time I was friends with them, like all these guy friends I used to game with, they were always just like, Lay, you should just start at OnlyFans. Lay, you should just do hot tub streams. You should just you should just do that. If you really want to make money with your content, I think you should just do hot tub streams and OnlyFans. And I'm like, I'm here to play games, guys. Like, why is that your first suggestion? Like, you're a
Yeah.
woman, you'll make money with that. I'm like, all right, buddy. Weird, kind of weird champ.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly one of the reasons why I don't talk to them anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they didn't respect me as a I guess a femme presenting
Well, and
creator
like,
in the gaming
okay, my
space. And
question
I'm
is,
like,
did they
okay,
know
guys.
that you're like non-binary back then?
No, they didn't. They
They
didn't.
didn't know?
Well,
Okay, I guess. Oh,
yeah.
I
Well,
guess they
no,
get
they
a pass.
didn't.
I guess they get a pass.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it was just overall super, super weird champ. I think like from then on I end up just like solo streaming. But yeah, I just think like the scene when I face cammed was also very different because like, you know, I like tried really hard to look nice for the camera and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. But now it's just it's different. It's a little different. It's the same but it's different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like I also would say like me looking like pretty, quote unquote. I mean, that's to appeal to my eyes, not to anybody else's, you know?
On God.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like just because like I look this way and like I make the comment of like, oh yeah, like to not they don't, you know, like I'm not getting the views or I'm not trying to do it for looking pretty, like, and it's like, okay, but you do look pretty. Well, yeah, that's to appeal to my eyes because I gotta stare at myself
Yeah,
24/7,
that's for my own
and I got
confidence.
yeah, and I gotta draw myself. So like obviously I'm gonna do like what appeals to myself, which would be this. So it's like, uh, granted, again, not that like just because I look like this that I'm gonna sit there and assume that that's what's gonna get me content and that's what's gonna get all of the juicy stuff because like it doesn't. I still have to work just as hard as anybody else to get to where I want to be. And I am still
Yeah.
trying to do that. And I'm not relying on my model looking the way she looks to just stand there and do the damn thing.
Yeah. Male gaze? No, my gaze. I get ready and look pretty to look at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Male gaze, I'm gaze.
What the That's crazy. Me too.
No, but I agree. I agree. Yeah. So that's like that's my thing. I will say like though hearing those comments do like affect me in that way that like I do the way it affects me is like I will tell myself, okay, I want to do variety. I want to do different things so that I don't just look like a pretty face, kind of just standing
Mm-hmm.
there doing one thing
Mm-hmm.
all the time. So like I said, I originally did art a lot, so like
Yeah.
my model wasn't really doing much but just sitting there while I'm drawing and wasn't really
Sitting still.
interactive. Yeah, like man standing emoji. So like um so I decided to do like more content and stepping out of my element on like different things, and it kind of helped because like I did now up to today, like I rely on my personality to kind of bring in the people and the community, and it
Yeah.
actually helps a lot more. But like it affects me in that way to push myself to make sure that like I can have a pretty face. I don't give a dang what you say, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to use that as a means to like that's my only content and I'm just going to do that for the next 4 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that you guys
um
navigate differently now after like going through that bullshit with them?
uh
Honestly, definitely.
I feel like I
yeah,
give
I think if
guys
yeah,
less of a
anything,
chance now. The
less of a
second you
chance
even
in what
yeah.
way?
like the second that you even say something like, "Oh, it's just because like they're a girl," or just because they did the, I'm like,
Oh yeah, no.
docking points. Mm.
that
Docking
that
points,
that and I
-1.
think it affects me in this way that like I think like when we first met, like we would jokingly like flirt with each other, etc., and then with
Mhm.
other friends. I would say that like have steered away of doing that because I don't want that to be like where I'm using that as a means of like, oh my god, like me, and like you're so handsome and you're so cute, and like trying to make like nah.
Yeah.
So like the way I talk to people, it's like if they do like if a VTuber does try to like flirt back as like a means of like
Ooh,
that's like their lore and personality.
yeah.
I'm really
Ooh.
one to like shoot them down. So like like I won't name names. We have a friend who is a fish man, and I always like to make the comment every time
Fishman.
he be out here like making comments to everybody, and I'm like, I don't eat fish.
Hey, yo.
Okay, that gives me
You
another
don't be
question I want
eating
to
that
ask you guys.
fish.
Do you
Yeah.
think okay, as messed up it could sound asking us, but do you think that there were behaviors that you gave that gave people this kind of false impression to treat you that way? That now you've nicked that in the butt and like changed the way that you interacted? Because like Div was saying, like I flirted with a lot
Ooh.
more people back then, so they probably thought that I was okay with that. But I was just like shy people flirting because everyone else was flirting with me, and I'm like, I gotta flirt back, or they're gonna think I'm mean.
Yeah, I would say that like I think for some I think I definitely did it because off stream, I am definitely a different person than when I am on stream. I think on stream, I don't think you really see me trying to fake flirt with anybody or playfully flirt with anybody unless it's like the two of you guys. Um, but like, I think like off stream, certain people I think take like the fake flirting and friendly like banter as like a means of like, oh yeah, we do that on stream. And so I think that's like on me to not initiate the fact that like when I'm on stream, that's not what I want to give to people.
Yeah.
And so, but rather than saying it, like it's on me. Like I said, I'll just make like a funny and be like, oh, I don't like that type of breed. Like I don't like
Mhm.
fish.
Mhm.
I don't eat
Mhm.
Yeah.
fish. And it kind of just gives like this like whole like oh that's wild. Okay, and then we move on.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely I would say like off stream amongst friends.
Mhm.
I think it's really up to the people to not take it too seriously because there's all like a super like joking kind of space.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to say probably on stream I've never really flirted with my chat. Get away from me. Disgusting. No, I'm joking. But
I do that to my community all the time.
get away from me, sinners. Don't touch me. But but yeah, I don't know. I think there has been situations in the past where like people get the wrong idea.
Mhm.
Definitely. But yeah, it's really I don't really know what to say about that.
Yeah,
L.
I will say like, oh, Sad Boy, damn.
No, no,
Mm.
no. I meant like take an L, not L. Oh god.
Just
Oh
kidding, just
god.
kidding, just kidding.
No.
But basically, for me, like I have this bad habit, and I still do it. I will flirt with like femme presenting or females more than like mask presenting people, unless like I know that they're like gay in mask, because I'm like, oh, he is just all jokes. But like if you're like a straight or a bi guy, like or pan or anything else where like you could be attracted to me, I won't do it simply for the fact that I keep having this issue where even if I'm not flirting, guys want me really, really bad.
Oh
I
God.
actually 2 days ago had an issue where someone asked me, "Hey, what is this?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What are you asking right now?" And he was like, "I just want to know like if you like me or not." And I'm like, "In what way? Like as like a buddy or like are you wanting something more? Like what are you hinting at?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll just be serious with you for a second. Like, do you seriously like me?" And in my head, I'm like, "Did I
Huh?
ever give you the impression like I thought we were just getting to know each other as friends?" And so I dead ass like I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm just trying to get to know people. Like, I have friends. I don't develop crushes in days or weeks. Like, I'm someone that like I need to know you for like a year before I know if I like you or half a year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so indecisive with my emotions. I can't like no." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Okay, well then we're in a group VC, but they DM'd me these questions, so they left the group VC for the rest of the night." And I was like, "Oh, did I upset them?" Well
Oh
then,
God.
cut to next day,
Mm-hmm.
we get done, filming, like us.
Yeah.
I go and I join that VC, and I guess they had messaged me during our filming. I didn't have
Oh.
time to reply to all these messages because I had over like
Oh
12 DMs.
no.
And
Yeah.
instantly they're like, "Wow, ignored me." Like they saw that I joined the VC. Not even 5 minutes in, I didn't even have time to tell
Yeah.
everyone like, "Hi, how are you guys?" Before I see, "Wow, you ignored me." And I'm like, "Girl, it's not like that. Like I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm like
Yeah. Yeah.
literally left me in red. Won't respond now." And I'm like,
That's crazy.
"What did I do wrong?"
Oh
I think you dodged a
God.
bullet, not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Yeah.
is so
I,
It's
can I can I
frustrating.
can I
crazy.
say I don't know if this is like necessarily a topic that like you were thinking to talk about, but I just want to like say because you kind of brought this up. I do not think that because I am a streamer, you're a streamer, we're running in the same group, we mesh well together, that implies that we should be dating at all. Some of us do not
Yeah.
want to date in the VTubing sphere or community. Some
Mm-hmm.
of us do not like that. And granted, I will say like, okay, if we play flirt, it'll be on me to initiate like, oh, we're just bantering, or sometimes I'm just that nice, I'm not fucking flirting with you.
Yeah.
um and sometimes
Yeah.
I don't pick up the fact that it may come across as maybe flirting. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
being nice, but I do want to express because I have had this experience, you guys have had this experience, and I know that we have seen and heard this from people that we either know personally or not personally in the VTubing sphere, that we are not here to date. This is not a freaking dating moment, that just because we are running in the same area and that we connect, that is okay. And I don't think that you should be upset and then take it personally if like it's a sorry but no. Like you don't know if like I already have somebody, you don't know if like what I'm presenting to you is the real me or if it's just a front so that
Yeah.
I make sure that I keep my distance. You don't know any part of me personally to sit there and say that you like me, or anybody to like just up and be like, oh, um, I like you and we should date. Like, no, no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Well,
Big
and to bounce
yikes.
off of that, like, just another note, like, these people don't know, because, like, if you have a great chemistry with them and people are like, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, they should date," or they're thinking we should date because we bounce off of each other really, really well. We have good chemistry. And they're like, "Oh my God, like, do I like them? Should we date?" Baby, sometimes I just might be a better friend than like a partner. Like, I might be a
Yeah.
really shitty partner and you don't know it, and I'm a better friend. We should probably just stay friends.
Oh God. No,
And
yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
get
also
that.
true.
Like, some people are just
Yeah,
better
I
friends
just
than partners.
No, yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. And like I just think like it's just something that I just want to make a comment because I think it's kind of ridiculous to sit like, okay, I don't get mad if you're gonna sit there and say like, oh, I have feelings for you. What I get mad is the fact that like if the other person is not reciprocating and or saying that they like you back, that's a means of like, oh, I'm done with this world, I'm done with this server, I never want to see you again, and I block you and everything else. Like, wow, we were actually really good friends, and I adored the friendship and appreciated you as a person. I think it's kind of messed up and effed up for you to sit there and that's what you ran with, and that was the only way that we could still connect and be like quote unquote together as a friend group. And I
Yeah.
just think it's kind of dumb. This is not a freaking dating app. We ain't here for dating. If we are, I'll go and do that. And when I'm ready, I'll put a
Yeah.
sign on my boba that says "Ready, single to
Sign.
mingle." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there are the rare
Single
cases
to
that it does
mingle.
happen and people do get together with other streamers. That's fine.
Mhm,
But I
mhm,
will say most people aren't looking for that to just happen out of the blue.
mhm, mhm.
And I feel like I have this issue where I tell people all the time, yo, I am not looking to date. I am dying. Okay? Expired
Oh,
product over
God.
here. I have limited
Expired is
time.
crazy.
Okay?
What
You're
the
gonna fall in
hell?
love with
My
me.
species is going extinct.
You're gonna fall in love with me, and I am going to die in a few years.
Jesus
You are going to be
Christ.
alone. Do you understand that?
God.
So stop looking at me.
Lord.
And I try to get that
Crazy.
across to them, but like they're like, it's okay. I can fix you. And I'm like, you literally can't. The doctors can't fix me. What are you
Are
talking
you a
about?
heart surgeon? Are you
Like,
a heart surgeon? If
Yeah,
you're
have you
not,
gone
then
to have you
can't
gone to school for like 12 years? Can you
Yeah.
fix it? Now on
For
the flip side,
real.
if you're a heart surgeon and you can fix my heart, maybe then I'll marry you.
Oh,
Maybe
so
then.
true.
Maybe then.
Qualified
But,
heart surgeons in
so my
America.
point with that was like, yeah, my point with that is like, I'll tell them this thing, like, I'll tell them like, yo, I'm not looking for a relationship because like, you know, I have a lot going on behind scenes. I just
Yeah.
want to stream and create content and chase my dreams. And maybe if this blows up, I can like better my life and fix it on my own. I don't want a man to fix it for me. And I just want friends. But then I feel like what happens is some of these guys will stick around to quote unquote be my friend, but they're waiting. They're waiting to see if that door
Yeah.
opens for them to come in. And then if it
Me
doesn't
raising my
open,
hand.
but if
Yeah.
it doesn't open, they'll like I'll find what they do is they eventually move on and find another girl that's willing to date them and
Yeah.
wants to be more than just friends. And they completely ignore me or ghost me or treat me like we were never friends. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
it's so odd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A little side note for the viewers watching this, but we're just bringing this up because we're talking about like struggles of female or femme presenting VTubers, because this happens in the scene a lot more than you guys think. Like
Yes.
people treat this like a dating pool. Like they go to each other's streams and content to get a gist of like how someone's personality is. Instantly slides in the DMs. Hey, you wanna collab, baby girl?
Yes.
And it's really odd. It's really odd.
Which brings me into I've had this issue and it goes into like how I was talking about like sometimes I'm a little too like although that did make me uncomfortable in the past, I did have a part to play in it by not speaking up or setting my boundaries. Where guys will try to overpower me, and not just guys, sometimes girls will do it too. I've had girls do it
What?
to me, where I'll be on stream and they'll want me to drag them on stream or
drag them?
yeah, like they want me to
What do
bring
you-
them into a VC to talk with
bring
me.
them- Oh, okay. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
So I used to do content where I would drag my viewers into chat with me and I would flirt with them to see if I could make them fold. And if they
Oh,
folded,
shoot.
that was like perfect, A+. Well, then these other VTubers that I was recently becoming friends with, they would want to join the stream constantly just to like try to dom me and put me down and make me be the submissive
Oh,
little
I don't
baby
like
for them.
that. I don't like that.
And,
That
like-
makes me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's so weird.
It's just it's so frustrating to deal with it, but at the same time, like I'm like, okay, like this is the type of content I do and I do it to others, so I guess I should be okay with it being done to me. But it was being
it's your stream.
like,
you know?
and I'm
You
not saying
choose
that
what
I'm
makes you uncomfortable.
yeah, I'm not saying that I'm against it. It's just I didn't know these people. And so for them to try to do it to me, I was like, I don't know you. And like the only reason why I bring that up because I feel like someone could rebuttal me and be like, well, those viewers don't really know you. Yeah, but those viewers are there for me. They want me to do that to them. Whereas
Yeah.
I just met these VTubers. I've only known them for, let's give them 2 weeks, maybe 3. And they're already like, Ebby, be a little spoiled brat for me. Squeal for me. Yeah, you like when daddy talks to you, huh? Yeah, you want to be daddy's good little girl, huh? You made me like, freaking out, like, please.
Ah, Jesus.
So
Criminy.
I've had that issue, and that's where like I don't fault I don't fault them, but going into the future, I make sure not to let that boundary get crossed. And I also try to be more mindful of, okay, maybe I was too flirty with people back then. Like, I just got to reel it back and be like, I'm only this flirty with viewers or friends.
Yeah.
But
I
like I said,
agree.
I do slip up with like them presenting people or masked people that are queer. Like, I will flirt with them because I feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get
I
that.
will say, though, like, so touching on some things that we have talked about, or like that we've kind of like bulleted, is like, I definitely think that I navigate myself differently from when I first started to now. I think that like being a streamer and a content creator, uh, and building my community and friends, I've felt more comfortable to like really find myself and present myself the way I think I naturally feel. As well as like, I will say that like if people don't know, and some people don't, I don't, as far as like pronouns, I don't really care like about pronouns, and that really stemmed from when I started streaming, because I like had like a weird name in my like Twitch at the time, and so whenever I would meet new people, um, they would assume that I was a dude, and they would automatically give me the pronouns he, him. And like whenever I would go raiding, if I had somebody that was still in my community that raided with me, they would be like, they're not a man, they're a girl. It's a she, her. It's like, I granted, like, I didn't feel any type of way. Like, I didn't feel
Those
anything like
ones.
negative. Yeah, I didn't feel anything negative, but I was like, in all reality, I was like, oh, it's okay. I really don't mind.
Can we know
And
the
I
name?
would. Oh no! I mean, it was still Divvy. It was a long. So my name at the time was Divie. So it was called. It was a mashup of words because I wanted to have a name that I think
Wait, we
represented
met
me
you
and
with
my
that
art.
name, right?
Yeah.
I believe so because you changed it
No.
shortly after.
No, some of the stuff had Divie my Instagram, but by the time you guys met me, I think I still had Divvy on there.
Oh.
I think. I think.
I don't
I think I
remember.
could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't know. But regardless, that was my name, and so because it said Divicolite, people didn't know I was a man or a woman, and due to my name, my username, so I didn't really care to correct them because I honestly I felt the same way as people calling me she, her, the same way as they call me he, him, or they, them. Um, Even in my, to be honest, in my regular everyday life, my at work, like the what I do, and I won't express what I do, but what I do for work, they sometimes call me sir, and they'll apologize, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I tell them that just means that I come across as strong as a man, so I don't see the problem. Like, I don't know, like, so my views have definitely changed from when I started streaming to now, and it had everything to do because I was streaming and finding myself.
Yeah. I will say to kind of add on to what you're saying, but going in another direction, but in the same sphere. I get so annoyed when I see people misgender people though that I like have specific set pronouns that they want. Like whether it's he, him, she, her, they, them. And it's even like in my friend groups, like if I tell someone like they go by this, but they go to their way to use the wrong one, I'm like, bitch, I want to hit you. Why are you not grasping this concept?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know it exists. You do it for other people, but why not this one?
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird behavior.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's kind of gear grinding. I will say that like for me, like sometimes I'll mess up, but then I'm like, okay, if you correct me the first 2 times, I'll eventually, I promise, I will get it. I promise.
Yeah.
because like I have friends, especially today, that they have like female VTuber models, and they have more of like a deeper voice, and they have on there like they don't have like what they want as their pronouns. So I'll like say maybe she, her, because like that's the model I see, and then they're like, well, no, actually I go by he, him, and I'm like, oh, okay, so he, him, and then later on, so she, her, so cute, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, he, him, or like, vice versa too. And so sometimes I'm just like, okay, I need to remind myself of like like making sure that I am being consciously aware of like what I'm saying. I will say I sometimes am not perfect either, but I still do get mad that if I can get it down, why can't somebody else grasp the concept? I think the thing is that I try not to be rude and say, oh, well, you should be at like blank 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 blank, and it's like kind of making that person feel like it's on them for having this gender that makes it confusing for me. I don't do that. And I think it's
Yeah.
kind of wrong for others to sit there that to make those comments and be like, well, you look like this, so you should be like this. And I should be
Yeah.
able to call you I should be able to call you like she, her, or he, him, because that's what you're presenting to me in my face, and I can't grasp the concept. Like I think that's outlandish to me.
Yeah, it really is. I feel like there's been like a lot of situations, just like from me being in the VTubing community where there'd be like, because I'm non-binary as well, but there's other people in our friend groups who are, and when these people who are like non-binary leave the call, and then they would refer to them as she, her, and I'm like,
Yep.
excuse me, and
Yep.
then they're just like, oh, like I don't really understand it, like I don't really get it, like
Yeah.
like it's not like anyone's
Mhm.
streaming right now. Well, you're gonna cancel me from now, like you're so weird, man.
In
Like,
fact, I will. I'm canceling you as my friend. Get on the plane and go.
oh God,
Give me your
These are how I
torch.
talk
Copyright
to these
strike on
people.
YouTube.
Give me your torch. Your flame is now being distinguished. You've been eliminated. Bye.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Like,
Yeah. I think that's just annoying.
makes my
Mm.
makes my toes curl.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, like I'll say like in your case, because like you said, you are non-binary, and I know that
Yeah.
like when you leave like the VC, Abby is very quick to remind people, because like sometimes when you leave, they like people will refer to you as like she, her, and it's so funny because I think it's weird now when people say she, her, and they refer to you. But like Abby is very quick to like be like, actually,
Nerd
glasses putting up,
emoji.
yeah, like glasses up.
Actually,
Finger up
I'm out
emoji.
here representing my gang, my alphabet mafia.
So like
Yeah.
I just think like it is weird, and yeah, like I said, again, do you have to be perfect in getting my pronouns? No, but what I
Yeah,
don't want
same.
is for you to diminish what I consider to be comfortable with being called in my pronouns, and say, oh, well, you should be like this and you should be comfortable with it, because I
Yeah.
can't get it right, because I don't grasp the concept of you looking like this and I can't call you this. Like
Yeah.
that's wild to me. I'll be like, so
Mhm.
it's like, okay, if you look like a female to me, I'm gonna call you she, her. I don't give a two rats because you don't give a
Hell
rats about
nah.
somebody else. Like,
Hell nah.
so yeah, like I just think that people like should be mindful of like, look,
Mhm, mhm.
yes, are you gonna get it right all the time? No, but I will be there
It's
to
fine to make
correct you.
mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine to
Yeah.
make mistakes, and it's like if you
And then
can
you
see them
fix it.
trying, I'm sure it feels great to
Mhm.
that person to see like, oh, this person cares enough about me to try to get it
Yeah.
right. I will say,
Yeah,
Mhm,
like
mhm.
I want to talk about red flags next, but a major green flag for me is if I meet VTubers, because like I automatically assume everyone's gonna just do she, her for me and like see me as a female, because that's usually the case and scenario. But sometimes I'll have these little beans that'll surprise me, and they'll be like, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. Do you have any pronouns that you want me to keep in mind?" When they ask me, I'm like, "Oh, I'm not used to people asking. Like usually, I'm asking people, good on you, good on you." And then I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
bonus points.
Definitely.
but when we collab, I'm gonna ask you before we start.
Oh, well, now it's different because I know you.
Oh,
Oh, well,
God.
fuck it, bitch. I want
It's when
you.
I first meet them. It's when I first meet them.
How Div,
I
you
want you
lost
to
out
love me
on
more.
brownie points. You lost
I
out on
know.
your chance.
I know. I want you to love me just a
Sag.
little bit more.
You guys have accumulated enough points that it won't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I agree with you. I don't get asked very often of like my pronouns. I think I've only been asked once
Mm-hmm.
about it before starting stream, and that's only because they were femme presenting, but they go by they them.
Yeah.
So that was the only time that they asked, and I was just like, "Oh, my pronouns are any," and they were like, "Oh, okay."
See, that's
I'm
me.
I,
I always have to do a double check. I'm like,
Yes.
okay, are you sure it's any, or are you just saying that to be nice and like so I don't have to worry? Because if you have a preference, trust, I will get it
Tell me.
right. I will get it right.
Yeah.
Some people just tell me, and they do it like I'll triple check. They'll be like, no, any is fine. I'm like, are you sure? Are you telling the truth right now?
Yeah.
Put your hand on the Bible.
Oh God. That's crazy.
But do you guys have any red flags that you want to get into?
mm,
Um,
well, I think we covered
red
one, which was
flags.
the idea of like misgendering and like making like the comments of like, well, they should look this way. So like that would be a red flag for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another one I think would be like mm, I'm trying to think of like a way of like talking about like, okay, just because like, other people idolize you or like
Yeah.
they kind of like they shrimp over you, like to assume that I'm gonna do the same, or like, you know what I mean? Like
You just
like
you
I
just
think
gave me
that
a
like
that's so Raven like
That's so Raven.
mind flash.
Oh,
I don't know why. Whatever you were
uh
saying was just giving me the vibes. Okay, what I fucking hate, a major red flag for me,
yeah.
is those male VTubers that are huge, right? Which leads, now that I'm
mhm,
talking about this leads me into another one. Oh my god, domino effect. Okay, so first one is when I notice that a guy acts like he's too cool for like some of the other girls or femme presenters that are really really small or smaller than him. But the second that
mhm.
a larger VTuber comes into the space that is also femme presenting, suddenly he's the biggest white knight. He's female
Yeah.
power, female power. But
I
the
love
second,
women.
yeah, but the second that they leave, they're back to their you all are just
Yeah.
simps for me. Fuck you fucking bitches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
The
The
vocal
voice is
fry.
crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you in here trying to seduce us?
That
But
was
when they're around, you're like,
crunchy.
you're coochie. Those
Yeah. What
ones,
the
I hate
fuck?
when they switch their personality and I'm like,
Yeah.
how's that clout
Yeah.
Mm.
taste? How's it taste?
Yeah.
But
How's
then
that
that
clout
also leads
pussy
me
going?
into, fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh god.
Like they only like rep women and shit when it comes to like a bigger VTuber that's around.
Yes. Oh, my other red flag was when because I had this one guy. He actually recently followed me back on my new Twitter account since I restarted.
Pog.
But basically these guys that will be like they won't give you the time of day. They won't acknowledge your existence on any social media
Mhm,
platforms.
mhm.
But then on in your Discord DMs or your Twitter DMs,
Not
they're
the
gonna be like,
DMs.
"Hey, baby, I like what you do," and I'm like, "Do you? Because you don't like it. You don't repost it. You
Yeah.
don't. Are you sure you like it, or are you just want your rocks
Yeah.
off?" And this one was like, finger emojis pointing at each other's shy face, like,
Oh
"Oh,
my god.
I see that you do lead content, and I don't really indulge in that kind of content, but just something about your voice really makes me want to like dive deeper into it. You should try to convince me to watch more of your content." And I'm like,
What the
"Well,
hell?
do I have to
Ew.
convince you if you're already watching it?" Left
Yeah.
me on red. Didn't respond. I fear I gathered them with that one.
You actually gagged them.
I gagged them. Like, you're already consuming it. Why do I have to convince you?
Yeah,
All you're
that's
missing is the paycheck now.
so odd. It's like these random like these random like male VTubers always seem to weed into femme presenting or female DMs. They would crawl into there, not interact with you on any platform. They're like, "Hey," and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're weird, man." It's like you don't want us to have any kind of correlation to each other on
Yeah.
like social media, but you're in my DMs asking to be like to treat me like I'm your mom or some
Yeah.
shit. Like, what's
And
happening?
like it makes me okay, like as a person, it makes me feel gross when these Twitch partners will get in a VC with me and tell me like,
Twitch partners.
yeah, like there's a lot of them. So if they're ever watching, I'm probably talking about you. But you can always double check with me. I'm sure we're mutual still. But anyways, it always bugs me when I'll get in VCs with them. They're like, dude, you're gonna make it big one day. And I'm like, I already know that. Tell me something new. And they're like, I don't know why you're not bigger. Like, I love your personality. You're so dope. Other girls aren't like you. I like you so much.
You're not like other girls.
Yeah, you're not like other girls. I
Ew.
really believe in you, man. And I'm like, thanks, dude. And then they want to be like, sweating emoji, like, you want to get under the bed? You want to meet up? You want to?
So, anyways, you're super cool. But anyways, e-sex question.
Literally. And then I can't get them to interact with me on anything else. I'm like, are we really friends? Because
He just wants your cheeks. He just wants your cheeks.
Well,
He
and
doesn't
I-
want to support your content. He just wants some cheeks, and then he's gonna leave.
I understand that content
Crazy.
creation is
Your cheeks too.
is really taxing,
Hey,
and a lot of
yo.
people don't have time, so they're not always on social media.
Yeah.
But when I know that you're not busy, and then like you spend that time being horny to me, I'm like, how many other girls are there? Because I know I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Oh god, they got time to be messaging. Their
Yeah.
Discord DMs be dinging, yo.
Mm-hmm.
I think-
Mm-hmm.
I think when if we're speaking also like to people like that want that advice too, just like with what you said, and I just want to bring it up before I forget. I think that people should know that like when you're starting out, a red flag that you should definitely look at is how those big VTubers are treating even the smallest VTuber people. Like, how are they interacting?
Yeah.
Are they interacting? Are they
Yeah.
purposely like are they only ignoring the ones that are really small, or are they talking to them in some sort of way where they're treating the bigger ones differently? Because that's going to determine like when you decide to be successful, if that happens for you and you pop off, how they're going to interact and treat you. Because like I think that like for the most part, I have heard like stories of other VTubers how they're like, yeah, like it's crazy how now that I've popped off, how so many people are coming out of the woodworks and they're so nice and sweet. And I wonder
Yeah.
if like I wasn't that big, if like they would turn out that way, if they would come out that way. So like yeah, I just think that it's like very interesting. There are some people that do that. Your face be
Yeah.
frozen.
Yeah, it's like they don't give you
so
the
think-
time of day until you hit it big kind of deal.
Yeah, and then like they're like
Yeah.
they're
red
super sweet and
flags.
nice to you, and it's like and they're super sweet and nice to you because they want to collab and hopefully like gain some attraction through
Yeah.
you, and it's like and like that I think is kind of crazy and wild, and I think that's a red flag that you should definitely keep in mind, because sometimes it's so hard to miss it, and then it kind of feels bad when you discover something like that and you really thought they were your friend.
Yeah, and to bounce off of that, like, just to reiterate, like, it does, because, like, it feels great when you have these big VTubers, because, like, I probably sounded so jaded and, like, cocky and like, oh, she's just shitting on them when I was talking about what I was talking about.
No.
But it's just, it's, like, your way of coping with the after, because, like, it does feel great when you have, like, partner VTubers and people that are bigger than you, like, you know, gassing you up, because, like, you believe that in yourself, of course, because if you're doing this, like, obviously you have some confidence in your ability that you could do this or this could happen for you. However, the dark reality is when, like, you start to realize, like, oh, I am just, like, a tool or an asset to them, they really probably don't even believe in me. They just tell that to all the small ones to get them to do what they want out of them, and then just to deposit them. And so you kind of enter this dark area of, like, is this all I'm good for? Like, you get, like, just a pump and go? Like,
Yeah.
like, what the hell? So,
Yeah.
like Dev was saying, like, it's really important to make notes of how they treat you and your size and, like, how they're interacting with you, whether you're small or big. Because the likelihood is the way that they treat you, they're probably treating others, especially if they're not being very public about how they adore you so much and they believe in you. If they're not being public
Yeah.
about that, there's probably a line of you that are all small, being taken advantage of, and it's only a matter of time before a twit longer is released.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
And to keep it with the whole gender thing too, I've heard of like stories where like whether you're male or female, like a lot of big VTubers who they will, like you said, they won't like talk to you unless it's DMs, and they won't try to interact with you like in public. And
Mm-hmm.
then you think that like there's something emotionally going on and maybe you guys are talking, you think that there's something, maybe you think that there's something emotionally going on, and you probably are talking in DMs like in a way that like you are like probably sexting or dating,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Segs.
But understand that again, this is the red flag that you want to look at. If they're doing it to you and then they're not making you public, how many other people are they also doing that to that are in their DMs? And again, you think that I'm lying, but I have had some friends. I think all of us have had those friends that have revealed to us that they have had DMs, and then it comes out that they're talking to multiple people, and they kind of like have this thing where, oh, I thought it was just me. I thought I was the special one, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn. So again, those red flags of understanding that just because they are talking to you and they're these big people and it makes you feel significant in that moment and it makes you feel special, if they're not publicly like revealing you or hanging out with you and like making you feel like how they're treating you in DMs is the same publicly, they're probably doing the same to other people as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Like just I want to say like don't like it feels nice to be complimented by someone who's like Twitch partner or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would say like don't let that blind you
Mm-hmm.
by anything. Like if a
Mhm.
Twitch partner starts DMing you and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm about to suck them."
I'm about to drain his clout dry through the dick.
Oh God. I'm about to suck them because there's a Twitch partner in my DMs. I need this clout. I need them to publicly support me. I feel so enamored by their words because they're
Yeah.
someone who's successful. Do not fall for that because there's just that shit is predatory. Like
Yeah.
like there's
Mhm.
definitely like a difference in like there's like a power trip definitely
Yep.
between someone
Yep.
who's a very small creator versus someone who's who's like much bigger than you, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does play into that whole power trip because like as humans, we like praise. We want to hear that we're doing a good job and that people acknowledge what we're doing.
Praise king.
And it's just nice to be seen. And so when you feel like you're seen, you kind of let it get to your head and you're like, oh, okay, I can keep doing this for them. Like they see me, they're validating me.
Mm-hmm.
Bitch,
But
I
it's
see
Yeah.
you. I'm
it's
validating you.
but it's important not to lose yourself to kiss ass to these people,
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're doing it in a
Um,
shady way.
Yeah.
yeah.
Do not. Yeah, no.
Obviously, I don't think there's much we can talk about with barriers because we don't really have like a very masculine or a guy's perspective on it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is definitely a topic we can come back to in the future and bring like a guest on to speak for the masked boys and just
Yeah.
mask presenting people. Just to kind of give their perspective because maybe there's something that they have that we don't see. For why that maybe like guys have done that to us in the past or etc. But
Mhm.
yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we kind
Any
of like
last
blended
statements?
most of the things.
Yeah, and I think that's fine.
I guess my last thoughts would be like, um, don't let other people sway your thinking when it comes to like being like you have to be a certain gender, or like just because your voice presents this way that you have to conform to that.
Yeah.
If I think that like that's kind of like been our big thing today of like talking when it comes to gender. if you want to get the advice from your close friends and you trust them, by all means, go ahead. Like, no one's stopping you.
Yeah.
But know that like you don't have to do that and think that you couldn't be successful. You could be successful and still have a VTuber model that doesn't really conform to like your voice and how your voice presents. So just know that there's many people out there in the community that are different, and you just
Yeah.
gotta find that jam to help you out.
Yeah, don't conform to anyone but yourself.
Nodders. I do want to say that, like, you know, I think this is a pretty angry pod. Well, not angry, but like
Okay. Hit 'em
very
with it.
fueled podcast. But I do want to say, like, I kind of understand like a lot of male VTubers' frustrations, because I want to say for the past few years, like, I think male VTubers in general only really started blowing up within the past 2 years, is when they really start to really increase in terms of popularity. So I understand the frustrations where it comes to agencies and companies for VTubers just every single time there's a
Looking
gen
for
that comes out,
females.
looking for female VTubers, like, constantly. Because like I would have male VTuber friends talk to me in the past, and then they're like, yeah, I see one male VTuber audition open every like 9 months.
Yeah.
Like, it's like awful. There's no opportunities for us, which I like
Yeah.
understand the frustrations with that. But also I feel like regardless of that point, like, you know, femme presenting or female VTubers, like, hard work shouldn't be discredited just because there's more doors open. That's just what is in demand.
Yeah, don't
You
turn
know
me
what I
down while
mean?
you're paving a path.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. That's all I want to say. Like, I understand your struggles, but at the same time, our achievements shouldn't be put down at the same in the same sentence. Type of
Yeah,
deal.
we all have struggles. We should work together towards them, not against each other.
Agreed.
But I think that's pretty much the end. Divie, do you wanna send us out?
Yeah. And also, before I send us out, just letting you know, I'm sorry if I said anything that's controversial and that makes you angry, but know that this is my own opinion.
I
You're
said everything with
fine.
intentions to make you angry. Be angry at me.
Okay, guys, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more of this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below what resonated with you, and what do you feel like really grinded your gears. Even if it was something against like what we're saying, we'll still read it, because like we'd love to see like both sides of the stories, and like, you know, we like to read it. So let us know. Again, have a wonderful day, and bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.